Prayer is a mystery. All of my work is a sort of probing into the dusty areas of spirituality. It's a way for me to ask questions and dig deeply, and unpack the role of faith in the human experience. This project is centered on the act of prayer. For me, making visual art is really just a way of translating things. It's like communicating in metaphor or in parable. This work seeks to make a visual representation of spoken prayer as if spoken words could occupy physical space, like evidence. I'm especially interested in intercessory prayer spoken by one person for another person. It's such an act of compassion, an act of peace. That generosity is beautiful, and through this work I'm trying to plug into that and make it palpable. For the Prayer Glove Project, we're responding to requests for prayer from a young family in New Mexico whose 4-year-old son Caspian suffers from severe seizures. They're seeking wisdom and clarity, especially in the forthcoming months as they make major decisions regarding his treatment. As a collaborator in this project, your task is to carve out some time to sit with a pair of white gloves and mark them with red paint as you form a prayer. In your unique voice, your practice, your faith, your language. You don't need a special skill set or artistic ability to take part. The mark should be easy and repetitive. Simple patterns like small sequential dots or line fragments. I chose white cotton work gloves for this piece because they offer such a rich metaphor for prayer. A pair of hands for each person, perhaps even the act of laying hands. Marking the gloves with paint is a way of marrying spoken prayer with working hands like a moving meditation. To mark words, to mark time. I hope to have nearly 2,000 painted gloves to be suspended together as a large sculptural mass. Each glove will be hand-dyed with natural pigment and ground mustard seed, dried and filled with a mix of salt and ashes. I'll connect the fingertips of the gloves to one another with red wool yarn and hang hundreds of handmade brass shepherd's bells between them. When the installation is complete, Caspian and his family will have the opportunity to walk among the gloves and hear the ringing of the bells, representing the hands and voices of each person who offered prayer for them. I want to shed light through this work on something that is both ordinary and extremely profound, an undercurrent of benevolence that's often silent and invisible. The work doesn't seek to define, contain, or even understand the act of prayer, only to lend it physical space.